What I have going on here is a classic case of I should have checked my wiring 4 times instead of 3 times before making my final connections. Now, in an attempt to not chop into my wiring harness any more than absolutely necessary, I decided that I was going to take the ground for my halos off of the ground for my parking light / turn signals in the front here. Notice that the fog lights are not flashing. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about this. So, theoretically, it's still legal. It doesn't do it when the parking lights are off, when the halos are not on. Okay, so the parking lights are off, the halos aren't on, and the light is blinking. And it's perfectly fine. Now, when I turn the headlights on, I'm only going to turn the parking lights on because the HIDs overpower the camera. So I only turn the parking lights on, and the halos flash independently of the turn signal, which is actually kind of cool, and I don't know how I feel about it. The turn signal absolutely is flashing. The amber turn signal is flashing, but these are flashing secondary to it. Now, later model or newer European cars do this. And if you've ever noticed, never noticed that, but they do. I'm not sold on it, I don't think. I'm going to shoot some video, and I'm going to show it to a friend of mine who's an inspection mechanic, and I'm going to show it to another guy who's a cop. And I'm going to try to, it's the classic case of ask 3 guys, and if 2 agree, then you're good to go. If they say no, then what I'll do is I'll just cut the ground wire that is running to the halos and then rewire the ground into the parking light ground, which is right here. Which is actually where I was going to pull the power and I was actually going to cut into this wiring harness also to power the halos, which would effectively if I'd have done it that way to start with, I wouldn't have that problem. But I kind of had this thing in my head where I wanted to hang on to this as an unadulterated plug. Just pull the light bulb out, wrap a piece of tape around it, and stuff it up underneath the wheelhouse in case I decided I wanted to add a secondary parking light to the fender here. To just go like really pimp. So that's where that stands. Like I said, I'm going to shoot a little video with my iPhone and go show it to my inspection buddies before I start the other side. Like I said, I'm not sure how I feel about it. Part of me absolutely hates it, and then another part of me is like, that's actually kind of cool, because the bottom lights blink too, and they theoretically shouldn't blink. The only ones that should be blinking, the only one that should be blinking should be the turn signal. But theoretically, I think these are supposed to turn off completely when the turn signal comes on. So I'm not sure with Pennsylvania state inspection laws whether or not it's legal to have a blinking white light in the front of your car. And that's actually the question I have for I am an inspection mechanic, and if I saw that, I probably wouldn't fail it for inspection, but a cop might pull you over for it as an inspection violation. So therein lies the quandary of Pennsylvania state inspection laws. This would theoretically be called a switchback, and yeah, I'm gonna have to defer to a secondary or a higher power on this one.